Welcome back to Okayama for round 8 of the iRacing British Touring Car Championship. A 16-lap race following on from the 16-lap race of race 1, round 7, which we've just had, in which Andreas Katz went from pole position to take the win with Adam Terry, Simon Field and Ellis Stevens right behind. But the excitement in race 1 was the battle for 5th, 6th and 7th, which was won in the end by none other than Dave Grunhill for the KX Momentum, taking the most points out of that group, and Craig Ray, the loser in that one, picked 2 places in the final lap for him. If you're watching live on Twitch, welcome to the race. If not, you can catch up with all this footage on YouTube later on. And don't forget, this league is open. If you fancy joining it, you don't need to be British to enter this league. Registrations will be closed until after the race the rounds have finished for today. But check it out in the league standings in your iRacing control panel, and put in an application. Just type BTCC into the league search and hit join. We have a very, very full grid. 30 cars are going to be making their way out for round 8 here as we go over to the track now. The driver's just having a quick warm-up before the race then. It's bound to be another exciting one. The grid for this session will be the results from the last round. So Katz on pole, Terry second. Is this grid right? Richardson third? I'm not sure that's right. Well, that's the grid anyway. Richardson third, Field fourth, Lay in fifth, Laura Bond 6th, Nick McCarron 7th, Naris 8th, Van Gool 9th, Harrison will start 10th. So just under a minute to go before these drivers start gridding. It's a very tight, twisty, not a particularly fast track, very difficult to overtake in these big, bulky, front-wheel drive Kia Optimas. And what we will find is the cars are very heavy on tyres. This is a downforce track, very twisty. It shouldn't be a problem over the course of the 16 laps unless you particularly mistreat them, but we'll see when it comes to round 8. Almost ready to go here, just having a look at Adam Terry in Dyno Jet. Bit of a messy first corner in round 7. We saw a few drivers getting tangled up in a first lap collision. Drivers that would have otherwise taken a pretty good position in the race. The front 4, however, getting away cleanly, and that was pretty much it. No changes in position up to that point. Quick reminder of the standings in the championship. This is pre round 7, so going into round 7 after round 6. Here are your standings. Pinella, who is not here today, on top, and Terry in second, who will have picked up quite a few points on Pinella in this rounds 7. Rounds 8 and 9, he's got a chance to take even more points, of course. Here we are then, on the grid at Okayama for round 8 of the iRacing British Touring Car Championship. It's going to be Andreas Katz starting from pole position. The lights are on. The engines are revving. The lights go green. Oh, good start from one of the Addison Lees further down the field. All 4 up at the front are going away well. Field down into second, tries to take the lead. He's not going to be able to do it. Good start from Graham Smith as well. Everyone through the first few corners pretty cleanly here. That's good to see. A little bit of bunching up. Oh, 3 wide. That's not going to work through there. The Pertek's over the grass. Oh, Tucker contacts with one of the Addison Lees. Oh, that is a mess there, isn't it? Oh dear. And we've got a spinner further back as well. That Addison Lee. Oh, and they've all come to a halt there. That's no good. They got through the first corner okay, but they're going again. We're just looking here at Jake Tucker there. You got a little bit of contact going through those corners. I don't think these guys are going to be going round much further, unfortunately. He's trying to get it back on the track, but I'm not sure how successful he's going to be. Ellis Stevens then currently running in 4th position, with McCarran behind him and Grunhill in 6th. The top 3, Andreas Katz, Simon Field, Adam Terry, unchanged from their grid positions. Adam Terry right behind, right on the tail of Simon Field, coming round on lap 2 here. Takes the outside line, Field defends, takes the inside on the hairpin. Terry tries to get the run on him on the outside, on the run out of the corner. He won't do it this time round. He's got his eyes firmly set on that 2nd position. Down the start finish straight then. We're on board with Adam Terry. Coming down into turn 1. Desperately trying to get some grip out of the tyres. The tyres wear much more heavily on the front of these cars. He's much tighter through turns 3 and 4. He might well have the run down the short straight here. Keeps it tucked in into the hairpin. Not willing to risk it at this stage of the race. There's still a long way to go here. Again goes to the outside through the 2nd hairpin. Looks to get the run. Gets the power down nice and early. It's all Field can do here to keep Terry behind him. Down into the final corner then. Field runs a bit wide. Terry's got the run down the start finish straight. Terry sticking his nose out as the cars come filing through the last corner in the background here. Adam Terry takes 2nd place from Simon Field. Oh, a little bit of contact. Field has gone into the back of Terry. They both come out of that one all right. Field will be desperate to get that position back, I tell you that much. Not much to choose between these guys now. This time Field goes to the outside and Terry defending. Might be getting a little bit of an advantage here. Just pulling away slightly. So, Andreas Katz, all of this is letting him increase his lead. So we're looking at the onboard camera of Simon Field in a Wix Racing. Coming down into turn 1. Brakes glowing red as he chases Adam Terry in the dyno jet up front. Terry runs a little bit wide. Will this allow Field to get back in this? Not at the moment is the answer for that. So further down the field then, Dave Grunhill sneaks past Nick McCarran, who's gone wide into that last corner. McCarran's got the inside line, but he won't hold that one. Grunhill, on your screen it's 6th, but he's actually up into 5th position now. Stevens is running in 4th, and further down the field, Stephen Hefford in the Pertek machine, doing very well in 7th position here. Sean Lay behind him. Lay moves to the outside, has a look. Simon Topham in the Wix Racing just behind them, looking to get a piece of this action as well. We're around onto lap 6 of this 16 lap race now. You're seeing what Sean Lay's seeing. Down the inside into the hairpin. Oh, there's contact. Oh, that's a disaster. I don't feel like he had enough room to pull that one off. It just didn't look like he was going to be able to make that at all. He's made contact with Stephen Hefford. We'll have another look at that. He pulls to the inside here. Hefford obviously not giving him any room. They are side by side going into the corner. Had Hefford already turned in, well, that's a big spin. That's a big spin for Sean. And then Simon Topham behind him, diving out of the way there. And that's pushed Sean down into 8th place. Gets it going again. He's got Simon Topham just in front of him here in the Wicks Racing. Sean Lay then down the inside, makes it work this time. Simon doesn't turn in on him this time. So Sean Lay is up into 7th place. Can anyone beat this man though? Andreas Katz. He has pulled out an advantage of 3.5 seconds after 8 laps over 2nd place man Adam Terry in the Dyno Jet. A couple of back markers up in front of him. Let's stay with this battle for a moment. Let's see what happens here. He is being chased very hard by Simon Field, who lost that 2nd place early on in the race. Terry then needs to get past these guys in front of him. But they've got a battle of their own to fight. They're not obliged to get out of the way. Bit of damage on that KX Momentum up in front. Terry's desperately looking for a way part. Meanwhile, Ellis Stevens in 4th is trying to go around the outside of Simon Field. Field just about holds onto it. Terry's going to have to find a way around these cars somehow, otherwise this field is going to bunch up. That's Grunhill behind in the KX Momentum in 5th. That's the Pertec gone wide. Terry should do it this time around. He's gone down to the inside nice and early, and it's difficult to see here who's on the lead lap and who is a lap behind. That orange-black car of Adam Terry is in 2nd place, with the yellow car of Simon Field in 3rd. The white and red KX Momentum is going around the outside there. So the 2nd and 3rd have got through in this little group. Ellis Stevens now in the eBay Motors is going around the outside of that back marker as well. The Pertec's still there, and that has... Grunhill has sneaked through there. McCarran, who is down in 6th in that blue and white Welch Motorsport car, doesn't look to have got off, doesn't look to have lost too much there. I thought he might have lost a lot more time than he did, but he seems to be okay. These back markers have been in place for this whole lap now, and McCarran will want to get around them as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, Field and Terry. Terry is just a fraction ahead of Field, holding on to his advantage somehow. Has he used too much of his tyres in getting past Field in the first instance? We'll find out. Certainly Field working those brakes hard, trying to look for a way around Terry. It's not going to happen for him at the moment. He just needs to get that car up on a good exit from a straight up the inside for one of these tight corners. Having a look now at Peter Van Gool in the Pertec, down in 11th. Laura Bond right behind him, chasing him in 12th place. As they come into the 2nd hairpin. Bond to the outside then. Takes a nice wide line into this corner. She's right on the back of Peter Van Gool. They are running very close lap times here. Let's see what she can do through the final corner on lap 11. Round onto the start-finish straight. Needs a good run here. Van Gool looks to have this one in the bag. She's too far back to do anything at the moment. This man, Steve Richardson in the eBay Motors, not getting the greatest start to this race in the world, down in 13th place. Peter Foster in the Pertec is running in 14th. He's currently, well, he's a good few seconds behind now. He's 3.9 behind Steve Richardson in front of him, and we got some back markers Always an issue with a 30 car grid on a lap that's less than 1 minute long. But up front, Andreas Katz is running away with this. He can take it easy now. He's got a 5-second lead over Adam Terry in second place. Adam Terry is wholly occupied at the moment with his battle with Simon Field, which still rages on lap 12. Field just can't get enough out of that Kia Optima to get down the inside of Terry into one of these corners and make the overtake. He's doing everything he can though. He's got a good run now. He'll need to carry this through to the start-finish straight. As the two of them come nose to tail onto lap 13. That multicoloured and black car in the background is Ellis Stevens in 4th place, Dave Grunnell in 5th. No challenge this time from Simon Field, and he goes for the speed coming into turn 2. He's on the outside though, he'll lose out here. Stevens now not far behind these two either. As we are on board with Simon Field in the Wix Racing Kia Optima. Coming through the hairpin. He takes a much wider line. This is what drivers do when they're behind the car, to try and get a decent run out of the corner to make the overtake. Gets a little bit out of shape on the grass there, but holds it together nicely. And he's just lost his momentum coming onto the start-finish straight. Using a little bit of gravel. That is what he's been seeing for the majority of this race, is the back of that Dynojet car. Tries to go down the outside now. He won't make this one stick. Terry's wise to it. Moves over to cover the line. Ellis Stevens now right on the back of this group. This is the battle for second place. We're on board with Ellis Stevens. Just coming up to a couple of back markers here. The first one in the Speedworks has got out of the way fine for these guys, letting them all through. Nice to see. Stevens then with the yellow and black car of Simon Field up in front, and the orange and black car of Adam Terry, who is currently running in second place. And that speck in the distance that you can see with 2 laps to go is the front man, Andreas Katz. I just don't think anyone's going to catch him. I really don't. Meanwhile, further down the field, Laura Bond is still chasing down Peter Van Gool. Van Gool getting a little bit out of shape there on the way out of the corner. He's lost a lot of momentum, and in fact he's dropped a couple of places there. Laura Bond then up into 10th place, and Graham Smith following through on that particular manoeuvre. We'll see if we can find out what happened to Peter there. Let's have a quick replay of this. He comes through the last corner. Was there contact? Was there a little bit of contact there? He seemed to slow dramatically on the way out of that corner, and he has in fact dropped 2 places now. He's down in 12th place. Oh, he's dropped another one. He's down in 13th now as well. Steve Richardson has just slipped through into 12th place. It says 13th on your screen. That will update once we get round. We are on the last lap here, so over the line, Andreas Katz. Andreas Katz is currently in the lead. These 3, there's nothing to choose between them. Field's going to try and go down the outside, or down the inside into the. He's done it. He's down the inside. Surely he can hold on to this. Stevens is following through as well. Terry's desperate to hold on to this. He's just dropped from 2nd down to 4th in the penultimate corner. Simon Field, if he can keep it in line, will take the 2nd place. Who's going to come home? Who's going to come home 3rd though? Just to the right of your picture there, Ellis Stevens has, well, I don't know, is the answer. I do not know. Meanwhile, Laura Bond up to 8th place in this particular race. Paul Bird just behind in the Airwaves machine. A good finish for Airwaves here, 9th place. Steve Richardson, in a race he might like to have forgotten, is coming home in 10th. But look at this group of cars over the line. Foster 11th, Graham Smith 12th. Or is it? That was close. Let's have a look, see what the official timing says here, and we will find out. In the meantime, let's have a quick word with Steve Richardson. Steve, we're just looking at the results of that round now. That was an exciting race, but that was one you'll want to forget, right? You'll want to forget it so much, he is not even here. So, winner from that round, Andreas Katz, is the winner from round 7 as well. And that was a much more exciting race. A much better start as well. A little bit of action on the first lap. Let's see if we can grab a word now with second place man, Nick McCarron. Nick, are you there? Nick McCarron, are you there?
Hello.
Nick, a 6th place finish for you for Welch Motorsport in round 8. How did that feel?
Pretty good. I started in 6th, ended in 6th. I got a cheeky move on Dave, running right at the beginning in turn 2, but a few laps later he got me. I mean, he was going to get me at the end because I think he was quicker anyway, shown by the fact I couldn't keep up with him at the end.
So we had a much cleaner start than in round 7, and there was a little bit of action round about turn 3 or 4. Were you involved in that, or was that all behind you?
I think that was all behind me.
Well, that's probably for the best then, and we've got one more race to go here, so that reverse grid is going to move you up the grid slightly. How do you feel about that one?
It's going to be interesting. I'll have Dave, who showed he was quicker than me, right behind me, and then of course there's the quick guys, Simon and what's his name, finishing first.
Do you think it'll be a struggle to keep them behind you, or are you just going to focus on getting to the front?
I'll just see what I can do. Should keep it clean and finish the race as high as possible.
Best of luck, Nick. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers, mate.
That's Nick McCarron, 6th place finish there for Welch Motorsport, and that was a fantastic race. Absolutely action-packed throughout, with a 30-car field and so many incidents to look at. It was always going to be difficult to cover everything, but another win for Andreas Katz. Although Adam Terry, who got a good finish in this race as well, and is already ahead in the championship, is going to be coming out of this ahead in the championship of Andreas Katz. These two will leapfrog the current leader, Ignacio Pinella. If Ignacio's back for the next round, that's where things will really hot up. Don't forget, we've got one more race to go here. We have round 9 coming your way. About a 15-minute break, 15-20 minutes in between these sessions, just to let things cool down, give the drivers a chance to get up, have a walk around, and then get back into the cockpit for round 9. From Okayama then, join us soon for the next round.